It's day 10. I make this guy pay for my parking. He's still paying. Pay more!
Actually, yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Gazbot, and it is day number 10. I am filming this towards the end of the day, but I will go ahead and put some footage in here. Great, so G-Fest, first day. The Artist Alley was open from 12 to 5, and it was weird because they kind of staggered it where G-Fest opened and there was some celebrities and they were selling some t-shirts. I want to say 10, I'm not sure the exact time because we were told to get there an hour early, meaning 11. I got there at 10:30 and I was able to go in and people had already been in there for a while, so I was kind of misinformed, which kind of bummed me out because I got ready by 11, but I was like hustling and literally sweating to like get ready because it takes me a while. It takes me probably an hour to get ready, so I needed every minute of it, and maybe more than it takes me an hour to quickly get ready, put it that way. So could I have gotten there at 9 or 10, I would have preferred it, but that's neither here nor there. But so then eventually they opened Artist Alley, let everybody in, and then like 2 hours after that they opened the dealer's room, and so it was a very staggered thing, which I don't know if is good or bad. I mean, it was good for us because it was a big rush of people to get in, like, oh, it's finally open, and then they opened the dealer's room and then we got a little bit of a break and et cetera, et cetera. It's a great show. I really like it. I had a good time, a lot of cool artists, a lot of stuff I wish I could look at as a fan. They had like a room set up like a mini tokusatsu studio, like with a green screen and people in suits. Like this stuff I'm seeing on Instagram after the fact. They have some Japanese celebrities and a lot of cool stuff. They had a dealer's room that at the end I ran through for like 2 seconds and got like 2 things. Just like I was literally in that room for like 10 minutes. And a lot of cool people, a lot of like a good crowd. Everybody's friendly and nice and interested in the art. Sold a lot, sold a really good amount. Like the kind of sales I normally have previously only when I do Godzilla night, which makes sense because it's a Godzilla event. But I wasn't sure how that would go because there's like a lot of artists. Artist Alley, I mean, maybe 20 artists, all doing Godzilla, Kaiju, Ultraman type art. So I'm competing with a lot of other artists in the same subject matter, whereas normally I'm at a comic convention and I'm a little bit more of a specialty person. So if you're into that thing, I'm the guy you're gonna see, maybe one other person on the other side of the room. And similarly, when I do the Godzilla night shows, I'm the only artist, or again, maybe one other. So this was a new experience where I wasn't sure how I'd hold up. Would I be better than other artists? Would my take on it be unique enough for them to want it? And the answer is yes, people did want it. And they wanted it in a good enough amount that I had a very good day, financially and otherwise. And as of now, I can't say I've made money. Because part of it, if I was local and just had to make table, I'm doing great. I've made table plus more. But even though I'm staying with my friend and have a free hotel room, I have to factor in the plane ticket, which was very expensive. So I have to make enough to cover table and the plane ticket to even consider it a profit. I'm not there yet. However, I'm much closer than I thought I'd be, especially after one day. Now, I can't count on the next 2 days being this good or better, although people say that's a good way. Oh, we'll just kind of triple it. And like, I'm not going to do that. But if I have a day tomorrow as good as my day today, then I will have paid for my plane ticket, which is way better than I thought I'd do. I saw this as a big gamble. At this point, if I make no more money, I've lost money, but not a lot. And so if I have even a decent day the next 2 days, it's more likely than not that I'll come out ahead. I also picked up a couple toys, which you saw a minute ago, one for me and one for Q, and actually the stuffed little Kamen Riders for Q, and it was 10, and the girls that ran the booth were like talking about trying to get on Wi-Fi, and I was like, oh, I know this Wi-Fi password that blah blah blah, because somebody else told me, and they're like, oh my god, if that works you can have this for free. I'm like, no, you're not gonna give it to me for free. And they're like, oh, it's not working because it's busy today, but because there's like a limit of people, and we'll get on it tomorrow and take it for half price. I'm like, you're giving me money for nothing. Like I gave you a password that cost me nothing, that Anyway, they insisted, so I got it for $5, which is very nice of them. I felt a little weird about it, but whatever, I got it, it's cool. So yeah, a very good day. I got done, and it was a short day too. It was 12 to 5. So, I made more in this 5-hour period than I often make at a full day show, or sometimes even a full weekend if it's a kind of a week show. Not weekday, but low power week. And so afterwards, my buddy Kyle picked me up. We just went out and had some food, and now we're going out to do something else. It's only like 9 o'clock. So I'm not as exhausted as I'd normally be. A lot of pluses today, a lot of pluses. I also, in addition to like the things I was selling, I didn't sell a lot of the Hara 4 comic. I think I sold 3 copies. And I think a big part of that, I talked about this when I did another event, is just like the display. I need that standee done. I need a backdrop. I need something to draw attention to it. Because right now I just have a couple comics stood up and I have a demo people could look. And when I had time, I was kind of busy, but when I had time, I'd point it out to people. And a lot of people looked, a few bought, not many, like I said, 3. But maybe I only pointed out to 6 or 7 people because I was busy selling prints and talking to people about other stuff. And it just is not a super visible thing. So I'm selling a lot more prints than the comic, which I expected, but like I thought I would do better with the comic. Now maybe over the next 2 days I'll do better. I'll try to push it a little bit more, not to be obnoxious, but just to make people aware of it. And also, not everyone is a comic book fan. You know, everyone there likes Godzilla, so selling a Godzilla print's easy, but not everybody that likes Godzilla is gonna like a comic, or a comic that's not Godzilla, even if it's a giant monster. So it's kind of funny that way. But yeah, I did a commission. I only did 1 commission, but it was awesome. And it was an expensive commission, but I gave the guy a discount because I was excited about a few things. One, it was an Ultraman villain instead of a Godzilla, which, not that there's anything wrong with Godzilla, but I like Ultraman. I rarely get a chance to draw Ultraman or any of his villains, so I was excited about that. Second, he let me pick between 2, so he's giving me a little bit of freedom there. Third, after I picked it, he's like, okay, go ahead. No instruction, whatever. No make him doing this, no make him... And so I was like, that's great. And so I did like a full body ink with like Copic, and you know, I cut him a deal because he wanted a pencil. Then I'm like, okay, well, ink if you want is gonna be more. And he's like, how much? I'm like, well, normally it's double, but I'll you know, cut some money off that. And he's like, that sounds totally fair. Which again, and it wasn't cheap. So this guy was like the perfect client, and I was really happy and excited to do this drawing for him. I'll throw it up right here.
Red King, Ultra Kaiju, villain of Ultraman. Done with a Japanese brush pen and mostly warm gray Copics.
And I finished it today. I said pick it up today or tomorrow morning, because if I didn't get it done, I was going to do it tonight, you know, back at the house. But I did get it done, and I texted him that I had it done, but I guess he didn't get the text. So I left all of my stuff there with the exception of my iPad and my art supplies and his book. Because you know, I don't really worry about things getting stolen, but if somebody was gonna steal something, they'd be a fellow artist, and they would steal art supplies or, you know, something, or an art book that doesn't belong to me. Because like him losing my drawing didn't worry about me too much, but he had like 30 drawings in there. I'm like, oh my god, if this gets stolen, I'm gonna be so heartbroken for this person. So I took it home. But anyway, that's been my day. I haven't done my 30 minutes yet. I gotta wait till I get home to do that, so you'll be hearing from me again. But I figured I'd fill you in now, after the fact, before, whatever. But Godzilla Fest, man, if I turn out to make a profit and I could swing it, I would love to come here every year. It's might be my favorite show I've ever done. Now, and part of that's colored by the fact that I'm staying with my buddy Kyle and his wife Eden, having a good time with them, so it's like a social thing as well. But yeah, very, very cool. And I've also run into some people, artists that I knew through Instagram, and people that bought things for me in California that are Godzilla fans who came out here. So it's like been a weird thing where I didn't expect to really know anybody when I signed up, but there's a handful of people there that I know in some capacity at the show, which unfortunately I wasn't able to do much talking or socializing because I didn't have anybody watch the table for me. So I sat at the table the entire time. Once I got up, said to the guy next to me, hey, can you watch the table? Went to the bathroom, got a soda, came back. But I was so busy that every time I thought about getting up, somebody would come by. It's a good problem to have, obviously. Tomorrow, everything's already set up. I'm gonna try to get there early, walk around, look at the other art, talk to people. Like, I literally don't even know what half the people are selling. And there's big artists there. Like, there's Matt Frank, who's a very famous Godzilla artist that I'd like to talk to, look at his art. Didn't even go near him. There's some people from Japan that, like, when am I gonna have a chance to see them again? Didn't even get to see them. The people I know, you know, so like, I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I think tomorrow is 10 to 5, so it's a longer day, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I wish this was a local show, and I wish it was every week because I love it. So, time change, obviously, I'm back. We went out and hung out with some of their friends, and it was a lovely time. And I got back, did my 30 minutes. Once again, a disappointing 30 minutes. Like the first day, it was super forced. Yesterday was a little forced. Today I was feeling okay. I wasn't dead tired. I was sitting in the living room. Kyle was playing some video games. We were chatting. I'm just having a really hard time with this. And I think part of it might be that I've gotten so used to doing digital that I just almost sculpt and noodle and erase, and like, you know, whereas I'm doing pencil and I can erase only so much, and I can't rescale and I can't shift over. And so it's one thing, like I did a commission of Red King today and I was able to just go through and do it because it's sort of, I know what it's supposed to be. Whereas this, I'm like, what should it be? And I'm looking up reference again, and I found some pictures. I'm like, that could be good, but I'm having a hard time making that real life human adapted to the style that I want it to be in. And anyway, let me show you. I'm once again working on Koji, which I feel like is getting probably boring for everybody, but I did this one.
again, just like these eyes look crazy. And then this was based on a picture I liked a lot, but I don't think this looks much like the picture. And then I just tried practicing getting some nice like older Asian eyes and features like by themselves, thinking that might help. And then I ended with this one, which is my favorite I've done so far, but it's still not perfect. But it's, you know, if I do this again for the next 2 days,
I might actually start to get to a point I like. And I feel like, oh, this is so counterproductive, just laboring this one character. But I keep reminding myself, no, it's something that's going to need to be done. And I'm putting my 30 minutes in, and, you know, I'm on the road, so I don't want to cut myself slack. And I'm trying to figure out, like, am I being easy on myself? Well, I am doing the 30 minutes, but should I be doing something different? And, like, I don't know. All I know is I'm making 30 minutes of time, regardless of what's going on, and it is work that affects the next issue of my comic. But I guess after doing all those layouts that felt like immediately, directly progressing everything, and this is just sort of me noodling around with characters, even though it's something I need to lock down, I can't help but feel like I'm going easy on myself in some way. Regardless, this has been day 10. And if this is day 10, well then you know what that means. We've got 90 days left!